Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to the spiritual world of Ravel Fae. Today we're going to do another crystal ball reading. This one is going to be about changes. Changes that are going to happen to you within the next month. Below, you will see 4 different piles. You've got your pile 1 with the yellow butterfly and the serpentine. Pile 2 with the blue butterfly and the selenite. Then we've got pile 3 with the pink butterfly and bismuth. And the last pile, pile 4, with the purple butterfly and the Aqua Quartz. As you are deciding which pile you are going to choose, I want everybody to remember that crystal ball readings or any type of divination, divining your future or divining what's happening to you now, is just a confirmation for answers that you already have the feeling of and already should know, because spirit or the divine has been trying to communicate this with you. So this is for confirmation only. This does not mean that you can't change the direction of your future. If something rings to what you don't want, now you're aware of it. If you continue on the path that you are walking right now, and you can change that. For those of us in the... I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you a few more seconds to decide which pile you want. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. So you picked the yellow butterfly and the serpentine stone. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at what the change is going to be. What's the change revolving around? So it looks like we've got the water card. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at what that is going to entail. With the water card, your change looks like it is going to be around creation. So you need to, it seems like, you need to flow forward with grace and confidence. Be true to your emotions. Do not allow yourself to become stagnant in your ways. Creation is your birthright. Consider what is vital to your happiness and ensure that you seek it. You need to make sure that you are not staying stagnant. And that is the change. There is something that would be considered stagnant in your life. You may have a habit that you can't get rid of. You may have the feeling that you can't move or you can't go anywhere. You're stuck where you are. How many of us have been in a job that we absolutely despise, but we feel like we can't change, we can't move, we have to stay there because of either money or you just barely got the job and you feel bad for leaving, any of those things. So what they're saying, okay, so what they're really saying is, don't do that. You're not helpless, it's not hopeless, and you can break free. You don't have to stay. You don't have to feel like you can't move. Let's go ahead and let's see how we might be able to help with this change, because that's a big one. If we're in the mindset of staying still, doing the same thing over and over and over again because we feel that we have to, that's a whole revamp of your thought process and how you actually think and live. So marine life was indicated as the way that you can help yourself create this change. We can kind of zone in on marine life a little bit. See how that can assist. So with marine life, you're looking at richness. Fertility is yours. Your wishes will be granted. There is more than one way to find a solution to a problem. Adapt to the new. Adapting and changing, yet again, it's going to be a word you're probably going to get tired of hearing in this, but adapting and changing your behaviors is definitely a must. You have to think of things very differently from where you have before. I'm going to give an example here, a big example, and honestly this feels like job changes for a lot of you. Okay, the market right now is most definitely open. There's a lot of jobs out there, and you could pick whichever one you honestly want. But you don't have to pick a 9 to 5 either. The word job is not necessarily where you're working for a company or somebody else, or adhering to obscure, abstract rules and regulations that you don't agree with. You have to find a means of taking care of yourself that will fit who you are. For some of you, that could be doing stuff at home, doing things that maybe you can sell, maybe being a content creator. These are different things that you can do to earn a revenue that aren't necessarily a 9 to 5. I'm getting a W-2, I have a boss, I have all these rules, I have all this stuff that I have to do. In our society, we are most definitely hit over the head time and time again that if you're jobless and you're not working for somebody, you're not working for a company, that you're not a good person. And that's wholeheartedly not true. There is so much more out there in the world than that type of environment. So do not let yourself fall into that trap. If it feels wrong, if it feels off, you're not stuck. That is the divine telling you, hey, you need to get out of here. This is not in your best interest. And you need to find something else. You have creation. You, Pile 1, are a group that is really good at creating things. I'm really kind of narrowing it down here. This is not a widespread group. You can do things, whether it's the arts, whether it's writing, whether it's theater, actors, actresses, seamstresses, people that can create the amazing works of costuming. The sky's the limit. The arts aren't dead. And I'm really feeling in Pile 1 that you are most definitely a part of this group. You are people that are really good at creating. Now, when I say the arts, I also include those who are industrial, those who can create things out of nothing. Your DIYers. You go to an estate sale or go to a secondhand thrift shop and you find the pieces of things, and then you can create and make what you need. You don't have to have an art degree to do that either, or be what some would consider artsy-fartsy, right? That's the change you need to make. That's the change. This is the full-on change for this pile, is to get out of what you've been brainwashed with when it comes to being financially capable and secure, and move into what you want. You need to do it. You need to take the time this month and get the ball rolling. Just get it going. I want to say by October, if you're looking at this right on time, so we're nearing the end of August right now, mid-August to the end of August. By October of this year, you should be on your way to doing what you want to do that will help you fulfill your life and to bring you an income. Let's go ahead. I do want to take a look at the god or goddess that is wanting to assist you with this change, to help guide you. You can call on this particular deity to help clear your head and to help when you are struggling and need a little bit of guidance. Meditate with the thought of this particular deity and your questions, and then be open to the answers. So, the deity that we have, Persephone. Most of us here in the States are very familiar with our lovely Greek myths and legends. It's hammered into us at a very young age. Persephone is a wonderful, vibrant goddess who does get a little upset with Persephone. Her whole deal here is with cycles. It is time for a change, and it will be positive. Respect your own natural cycles. Be mindful of seasonal changes and go with the flow, taking these into account in your diet and activity level. Go with the flow. There are changes. We have to flow into this new change. Alright? I'm not going to get into a whole bunch of detail about Persephone herself. She is an absolutely wonderful goddess. Yet again, like I said, sit down. If you have any questions about how to start, how to get this going, or along the way when maybe you hit a bump in the road, sit down, meditate, ask Persephone for guidance. Ask Persephone for guidance. She will answer, she will come, and she will assist you. Right here, we have blessings. Blessings from the divine on your venture in this case. So we've got a blessing on your family. Blessing on your family. I do know from personal experience that when you decide to take on a change like this, your family can definitely be a little bit more up in arms. They could need a little persuasion into the change that's coming about. I had to do it with my own husband. Finally, I got it down to where he's not so worried about the things that I'm doing now, and he's more accepting of the fact that I'm doing something that's really different. And he's actually come up with some really good ideas because of it. But it did take some time for that to happen. So the divine is wanting to bless your family to help you with this change and to be understanding and come with the knowledge that it's going to be okay. There may be a little bit of bump in the road, but everything will work out the way that it is supposed to work out, which is supposed to be a positive experience. Now, blessing to bring to those who you are most closely connected with. To invoke the healing powers of relationship where love is the motivating force that binds each to the other. You will be blessed. Your family will be blessed. If you follow and you do it right, everything should be fine. So nobody should be losing their homes. Nobody should be losing their cars. Nobody should be having ill effects from this change. This is a positive change, and it's going to be a positive change not only for your well-being, but also for your financial future. That is what Sybil, I, and the divine are getting from this particular reading. I want to say thank you very much for being here with us today, and I wish Pile 1 and good luck on your new ventures. The time is now. Go out there and get them. Always remember, you create your own happiness. And the divine is literally telling you to go out and do it right now. This is Rabel Faye signing out. Welcome, Pile 2, to your reading. If you picked Pile 2, as you can see, we've got the Selenite and the blue butterfly. Let's go ahead then and let's take a look. So as we've got our layout here, we've got the first card here, which is going to be what the change needs to be, because this is a reading all about change. You have a change that you need to do within the next month or so, couple months to 2 months. I'm really, same thing with the first reading. I was getting October time frame, so this reading was originally put up mid to the kind of the mid or later half of August. So that's about a month and a half or so. We really should be seeing these changes take effect and be implemented by the October month. Once we figure out what the change is that our Pile 2 is going to make, because that's kind of what this reading's about, we're going to come over here to this card, which is going to explain how we can achieve this change. Whatever this change is, how can we achieve this change? And then we'll come down here and we'll see which deity would like to assist us with this change. The deity that will assist you has given permission for you to meditate and connect with them and have them help you through the change. So Pile 2, take note of who the deity is, because it is going to help you tremendously. They will be a wonderful guide for you. And then last but not least, we will go ahead, and the very last card is going to be blessings. Blessings to you from the divine, from the universe, from the higher all collective. So let's go ahead and let's take a look and see what we have for our issue. Now this is bushfires. Bushfires. Anybody who's ever been around a bushfire knows how quick, fast they are. This is fury. So we're looking at extreme emotions. Once engaged, these emotions are very hard to put back in the container. Once you unleash the beast, once you've unleashed the dragon lady, it's really hard to collect it all again and to right yourself. If anybody has ever had a moment of just pure, unadulterated hate and anger flood through you, it's the same with bushfires. Anger is a healthy emotion, of course. We can feel anger. But outright fury is not necessarily something that is necessary here. Warlike emotions should be tempered unless survival requires it. Emotional intelligence is required at this time, not the blind hate. So my Pile 2s, you are most definitely dealing with just unadulterated hatred, this fury, this I can almost hear the war drums going on in the background, or if anybody remembers the Disney's version of Pocahontas, the song Savages. If you've never heard it, definitely take a listen, because that literally describes what's going on with you right now. You feel that this righteous fury, as you would like to call it, is necessary, but it isn't. And that's what the universe is trying to tell you. You need to bring it back. You need to not be this angry. Because all the anger is doing is causing you to make poor choices and to listen to people that do not have your best interests at heart. This one's a big one. Well, let's go ahead and let's take a look at how we can change this behavior. I mean, this one's a hard one to change. You feel that it is so right for you to be this angry and for you to feel this hatred, but it isn't true. Let's take a look at how we can fix this. How can we change this? We have, see, can you see that? Electricity. Electricity. Get out of here, butterfly. There you go. Now, electricity is a wild, wild, wild thing. And that is what you need to embrace. You need to break free of your self-imposed constraints. You need to break free of that fury. You need to break, because you're the one that created it. That's the big thing with this hatred, this anger that you have, is that you've done it yourself. This is why you have to change it. And the only way that you can change it is to break free from it. You need to take immediate action. There is no need for further consideration of what you're angry about. You need to let it go away. You contain the spark of the divine within you, so there is no reason to feel lesser than. Instead of using your fury and your anger to hide behind, you should confront whatever it is that had caused that in the beginning head on. And you should really look into it. Be free from what others are telling you. Be free to be able to go jump in and do your own research, specifically credited research. I have to say it time and time again whenever this one pops up from the guides. Yeah, if you want to do your research, make sure that it's from accredited sources and people who know what they're doing. I'm sorry to say, but Facebook ain't it. If you're getting your information from Facebook, I can see why you're getting angry. You need to stop. It is not an information center. It does not have accurate information. People, in general, people don't know. Professionals know. People who have spent their entire lives researching and studying know. Not a Facebook group. So yes, feel free to do your own research. Know where your information is coming from. Go out and really get the information that you need. And I can guarantee you that if you make this change, instead of just being in the fight response, and you go out and you do this, and you calm down, and you do it with a level head, that you're going to find the answer that is going to help you make the best choices and best decisions for you and yours. You cannot make sound decisions when you're in a furious state. It is impossible to do that. So you have to rein that in, and then you've got to go out and do your stuff. Now there is a deity that is willing to assist you with this. And that deity happens to be Jizo. I do hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Now Jizo, I'm going to actually read a little bit about him for you. His keyword is support. An invitation to offer care and support not only to others, but to your own self. A call to balance, caring, and caretaking. Now, if you walk the streets near many temples in Japan, and you will soon come across a statue of Jizo. Jizo is a Japanese Buddhist god. More accurately, a Bodhisattva. I do apologize if I did mispronounce that. A being who helps relieve suffering and who chooses not to ascend to heaven until all beings have attained enlightenment. This is a big god that you're working with here. A gentle and kindly figure, he serves as a protector and guide to souls through the 6 realms of existence, and also watches over travelers in this realm. He guides souls through the 6 realms by leading them with kindness and by holding out the glowing Dharma jewel, the calming light that banishes all fear as a torch to light the way. He is particularly loving and supportive to children, young people, animals, and mothers. Jizo is also the embodiment of support to those who suffer. A gentle soul, Jizo reminds us to have compassion for all, especially ourselves. Should he walk into your life, gently shaking his staff, it is a reminder to support yourself in the best way possible. This may mean more consistent attention to your self-care, like getting more sleep and eating better food, or simply loving yourself more and being less judgmental of yourself and all your uniqueness. He asks that we also offer care and support to others, especially those who are really suffering, in particular from bullying, sicknesses, or loss. You can call him the anti-bullying god if you want. He is very much all about kindness and support. He will help guide you along your way. If you come to a point where that fury starts to rear its ugly head and you're getting angry, sit down, meditate, think about Jizo, and he will come. He has offered his assistance, and he will come to you. Be open to the communication throughout that meditation, and utilize it. Now, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at your blessing from the divine. And it is a blessing to bring clarity. A blessing to disperse the muddied waters of the mind and of the heart, allowing the purity of what can be seen clearly to guide you. We move through our lives often knowing not quite what to do, without guidelines or any real compass about where we are going. There are mysteries that are good and fine to experience, and others which seem merely to be obtuse and confusing, and with this blessing you will begin now to know the difference. We have collections of ideas given to us by parents, or friends, or schools, and governments, and we see the world through their filters. This blessing brings to you a clarity from within, for you to know the true north of your own soul and to follow the soul's purpose, even when the path before you is unclear, dark, or overgrown. This is not to find yourself, but to know your own soul deep within, and with this blessing comes a surety and a sense of lucidity. For when you are clear on who you are, and what you care for, and what you believe in, you will then be clear on what to do, and where to go, and how to behave. May the clarity you seek now come to you, as you remember to return to the clarity that lies deep within you. May there be a shedding of ideas and beliefs that do not belong to you. For you are far more than a collection of beliefs held by others and taught to you. More than your conditioning, you are a clear soul that has a transparency to your own self. So you know what it is you seek in this world, because you understand who you are deep within, and from that place you live. In this way, the clarity comes. The mists lift, the veils part, the path is lit up, and you shine that inner light out, making bright the path ahead. You are more than a series of plans and expectations. You are a soul, finding your way to the knowledge of your own self, and when you begin to find out who you are within, the clarity you seek will come again and again to cut through the tangled thoughts, to clear the path of debris, to move aside those who do not wish for you the best, to discover for yourself what is best and right for you to do in this moment. And thus, with clarity, dear friend, thou will be blessed again and again, and again and again and again. The divine is blessing you with clarity. You have to get rid of the fury before you can be clear about what your path is. Ask Jizo to assist you with this, and he will be there for you. Well, Pile 2, you have a lot of work ahead of you. I will not stand in your way, because this change is necessary, and you need to get on it. As always, my lovelies, you create your own happiness. So, why are you so angry? Figure that out. And with that being said, this is Ravel Faye signing out. pile 3 to your reading. This is the pink butterfly coupled with the bismuth crystal. Just so that we are aware, what we've got here is the card layout is as thus. This card is going to be what the change is that you need to make. What is the change? This card over here is going to be how you can achieve said change. Then we're going to take a look at a deity who has offered their assistance to you in undergoing this change. And last but not least, right here, we have a blessing from the divine, the universe, to you in regards to what you're going to do. And I'm getting the same time frame with this particular group as well. This change is requested to happen from our guides here by around October of this year. Kind of give you an idea, we're mid-August now, so it's about a month and a half. So if you are not seeing this reading when it goes up and you're seeing it at a later date, it's about a month and a half. Well, let's go ahead here and let's get started. Let's see what we're going to go ahead and do with your issue. So the change is snow. Snow. What you need to change is going to revolve around your speech, actually. Snow, the big keyword here is silence. Alright? So allow yourself to soften. Don't speak just for the sake of it. You do not need to issue an opinion on everything. Choose your words carefully. Sometimes observing is the best way to gain information and trust. So, this particular group seems to be chatty Cathy's. You like to hear yourselves talk, and you like to have an opinion about everything. That is across the board. That 100% is across the board with everybody with this pile. Some of you, this is a relatively newer thing that you are doing, and you need to stop. Others of you, this is just who you naturally are, but you need to stop. It is a time for you to sit and listen. Those of you who are around snow or have that type of weather out by you, have you ever gone out on a snowy night, just a calm, not a blizzard, just a calm snowy night, and just sat, watched, and listened to the snow hit the earth? That is what's being asked of you. That is the change that you need to make. You need to calm down, you need to sit still, and you need to receive information. You need to sit down and receive information, because the information that you're going to receive is very important information. You can't miss it, because if you do end up missing it, it is going to change your life. Not for the better. So my chatty Cathy's. The sitting still and being quiet and listening across the board as to what it's about, that could be just about anything. It could be as big as a big family decision. It could be a society decision. It could be just as small as dietary decisions or making some minor family function decisions. You sit and you listen when these decisions are needing to be made, instead of chatting away, and you actually listen to the people around you and listen to your own intuition. You're going to catch things that you wouldn't have caught because of all the jibber jabber. I can't tell you how many times I myself have changed decisions and plans based solely off of intuition, and my intuition was 100% correct. I decided not to go drive in the blizzard today to go to work. I made that decision. I called in sick, even though I wasn't sick. And guess what? Tons of car crashes along the way. That actually did happen to me. My entire route going to work was car crash after car crash after car crash. And I wholeheartedly believe that my intuition was saying, if you go, you're gonna get into a wreck. I listened. I stayed home. No wrecks for me. I didn't have to deal with a busted up car or a busted up me. I was safe and sound, and my job was just fine without me for the day. Little things like that. Okay? So how is it that those of us who like to hear our own voice can get to a state of quiet and calm where we're listening instead of just talking over people? How can we do that? What we have is our inner core. Yet again, this falls right under the intuition. And this reading really feels to me like this is more intuition based than anything else. So our inner core is really just a constant. You need to stay constant in your endeavors. You need to seek those who are reliable and solid, and keep your promises. The greatest power is from the inside out. Keeping your promises, not chit-chatting and saying something, going, oh, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this and this and this and this. We're going to have all this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to have this. I promise. And guess what? You don't deliver on that promise. That's no bueno. It's no good. Your inner core, yet again, ties in with your intuition, your gut feeling, that gurgle right there, right in your diaphragm. You need to listen to it more. Group 3. You need to listen to it more. Don't drown it out. Don't make excuses for it. It's telling you something. You need to listen. Honestly, with this group, it's running the gamut of different things. It's running the gamut of small things like what I was talking about with the job stuff. But it's going up the chain too. We've got some people that are going to be looking at this reading that really, really are making some big decisions. I'm talking governmental type of decisions. So you could fit anywhere in between there. But it's... the bottom line really is that you just have to calm down, be quiet. It's like, it's really hard for me because I'm embracing that as I'm trying to do this reading, and I'm supposed to be talking on this reading, not just giving you a video of pretty cards and stuff. So it's kind of interesting. It's like the way the universe is doing it and showing me is by just making me do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to follow that example. I'm listening to my intuition, and I'm going to be quiet, and you should too. I'm going to be quiet for a minute, just a minute, and listen. Has been a minute. I hope everybody took the time to just sit and listen. Listen to your surroundings, listen to your inner thoughts, listen to your gut. The guides are definitely wanting this group to meditate a lot. They are literally telling me that you need to dedicate at least 15 minutes a day to a meditation. Yet again, that's across the board. They are telling me to tell you to make the time. Make the time. It is not a request. They are telling. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the deity who is going to help you with this. Because this would probably be a really good meditation setup for you, is to meditate with Apollo. Apollo. Kind of delving into our Greek gods today. It's the second one we've gotten in this setup today. So Apollo's keyword here is inquiry. Look for the truth in the situation. Ask, and your questions will be answered. Take the time to uncover and connect with who you really are and what you really want. Use your inner wisdom, i.e., your intuition. Be quiet. Meditate and find yourself. Now, Apollo who is the son of Zeus, and Leto was one of the most deeply honored gods of the ancient world. The Greeks, the Romans, and even the Celts honored this glowing bringer of light with major temples and sacred places spread throughout the Hellenistic and Roman empires. Zeus, father of the Greek gods, fell in love with the nymph Leto, and she became pregnant, because that's what Zeus liked to do. And when Zeus likes to do that, along comes Hera, Zeus's wife. Naturally, of course, she wasn't happy about this and chased Leto across the world. Hera made sure there was nowhere safe for Zeus's lover to bear the child by cursing Leto so that no firm ground would accept her in her labor. Happily, the island of Delos, which the Greeks considered a land that moved upon the ocean, accepted Leto. She gave birth to not one, but 2 babies. The goddess of the hunt, Artemis, was born first, and assisted her mother in bringing her twin, Apollo, into the world. Both twins shoot arrows that can bring favor or death. Apollo is a healer and the god of music. It was said that he created magical songs that could heal illness when sung by humans. Evidence indicates that music was a major feature of his temples and worship. In his role of sun god and light giver, shining Apollo is also the god of prophecy and oracles. Well, you can't be a prophet, and you can't be an oracle, and you can't do any of that if you don't listen. Apollo, it's kind of his thing. Meditate with him. Sit down. Do your 15-minute meditation with Apollo each day, and he will help guide you to find yourself, your inner core, who you really are. Because with all of the jibber-jabber, you're hiding yourself. You're like the chameleon. You're like the person that will fit in with everybody, but at the same time is nobody. They don't have their own identity. And you need to find that. You need to find who you are. Let Apollo assist you with this. Last but not least, we have a blessing from the divine, and the blessing is on your day. A blessing to bring awareness, to shape and set the energy of the day, and to frame it with light and the possibilities of healing, adventure, and gratitude. May your soul feel called by the song of the day. May this day be gentle and good, clear and sure, filled with grace and gentle reminders of your own divinity. May the people you meet this day show generosity of spirit, be hospitable and welcoming, and open and candid in all their dealings. May the sky be filled with blue and white. May the green beneath your feet be solid and soft to walk upon. May the rain fall soft and nourishing, and trees whisper to you the secrets that you need to know. May any challenges you encounter find an answering strength and courage within you. And when you come to your rest this night, may you remember the many blessings this day held, and account for them with the gods, and be thankful for each of them, no matter how small. Be thankful for each day that you are here on this earth. The divine is blessing this for you. Well, pile 3. That was an interesting reading, I'll have to say. Now, I do want to remind everybody that you create your own happiness. But you can't create your own happiness if you're not listening to yourself to know what your happiness truly is. So why don't you go out there, be quiet for once, meditate with Apollo, and see how your inner core really develops. And with that, this is Rayville Faye, signing out. Hello, Pile 4, and welcome to your reading. Pile 4, as a reminder, is the purple butterfly along with the Arctic Quartz. We're going to go ahead and, before we jump straight into the reading and straight into your information, I wanted to kind of give you a tour of what to expect. So the first card here is going to be the change that you're going to need to make. This change should be accomplished in the next month and a half. So if you're watching this right on time as this is being put out, that would be October range, but it's a month and a half. This card here is going to be what's going to assist you with the change. What's going to assist you with the change? How are you going to get it to come about? This card is going to be a deity that has decided that they would like to assist you with your change. And this is going to be a blessing from the divine, the universe, the all, to bless you and to help you with that particular change. And just really honestly just make you feel better. Because they're there. They're always watching. They're always watching. I cannot do the voice from Monsters Inc., but they're always watching. I'm gonna call you my Mike Wazowski group. Okay, you guys have a good sense of humor. It's like, I can feel it coming through. The others are very, very serious. This one seems like a fun sense of humor coming out of you. I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and let's jump into the change. What is the change? Volcanoes. Volcanoes. Now, the volcanoes generally lie dormant until they erupt into a fiery ball of fury and glory. That being said, the key word that usually goes along with this particular card is power. But power comes in many different ways. Old grudges should be released and let go. Heavy energy hurts us, especially if we hold on to it for too long. Allow your anger to flow through you rather than saving it all up for an explosive release. Reformation may be necessary. Sometimes the greatest powers are hidden from view. You have the power to create or destroy. All that tells me is that my pile 4s are holding on to some massive grudges. I'm definitely picking up on some family grudges, friends, or ex-friends, so to speak. I'm not getting much in the ways of job-related grudges or associates. This is really hitting family and friends. People who you thought you could trust, and then something happened and turned around, and now you're in a position where you don't trust them anymore. You don't think that they will be there for you. This is the change that needs to happen. You need to change that way of thinking. These family members or friends, they're there and they can help you. And they will help you if you reach out. But as long as you're holding on to your grudges against them and you don't communicate with them, or you don't interact with them, or if you don't interact with them or communicate to them on certain things, well, you need to change that around, right? If you do reach out to them on these things, if you do reach out and you start communicating and asking for help or assistance, you will be pleasantly surprised with the results. Now let's go ahead and let's take a look at how they want you to go about this. We've got Lake. That's a pretty card. I like that card. Lake. Now, lakes are deep, 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 dark places, right? In fact, the key word here for lake is depth. Do not take the shallow alternative. Deep dive. Do the research. Do not cut corners. You may not be seeing the whole picture, so take your time with a decision. There's more to the situation. And the only way to find out about it is to actually talk to people. So the change you need to make is the grudges that you're holding. You need to talk and communicate with the people that you're holding grudges with, and you need to investigate. There's more to what's going on. There's a very good likelihood with this group that you got hurt when the intention of hurting you was not there. And that the decisions that were made at the time were thought to be the best decisions to help you. And that could be a plethora of different things. That could be somebody who was ill-informed trying to make a decision for somebody else that turned out negatively, as an example. It had the well-intentioned there, but it didn't turn out right. So you need to really, really actually work through this. This is some shadow work that you all need to do, to be honest. This is some shadow work. You are holding on to these grudges. You shouldn't be holding on to them. And the people that you're needing to release this information with, they're there and willing to talk it out with you. And you need to go, here's what you need to do. It's a friend or a family member. You need to go sit down. Either go to some place where you can sit down, maybe go to tea, go have a coffee somewhere, maybe invite them over, have a sit down at the house. But you just need to have a sit down and a talk. And you need to make sure that this talk is not heat-fueled. You're not there to point fingers and to blame, but to understand. You need to understand what happened. Now, there's no shame in feeling emotion, but let the emotion flow through and not stay put. Do not hoard it. You need to let it. You need to feel the emotion. Let them know that, hey, this is how it's making me feel. And then discuss. And with your discussion about it, it will dissipate. And the goal for this change is really to build and rebuild the bridges that have gone down and been burned with these family and friends, and to reconcile. And I think the reason that the divine is asking this change of you is because you're going to need them. They're going to be needed in the near future. And you're going to need them in a way that you're going to have to wholeheartedly trust and rely on them. And you can't do that if you're holding grudges and you're thinking that they're going to backstab you. We do have a deity who is here to assist you with this. The deity is Boudica. Boudica. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Now, with this particular deity, what you are going to want to do is know that they have told me to tell you that they are offering their assistance to this group for this change. So the easiest thing that you can do is you can sit down and you can meditate and ask to meditate with this goddess in mind. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about her so that it'll be a little bit easier for you to connect. She's not one that a lot of people know about. So her big deal is unity. You will be victorious. Teamwork or partnership may be better than going it alone. Synergy is important right now. Delegation is useful. And again, you're going to need this friend or family member, or friends/family members, here in the near future. So Boudica's very name means bringer of victory. She did what no other could in her time. She was a queen, a warrior, a leader, and a mother. She was real, and she was Boudica. When the Romans invaded Britain, things changed greatly for the native tribes. Some were wiped out, some were subjugated, and some became Roman allies. None were united. When Boudica's husband, King of Iceni, died, he left his kingdom to his wife, daughters, and the Roman emperor. But the Romans did not honor his will, as the Romans did not recognize inheritance of land through the maternal line. They annexed the kingdom just as if it were conquered territory, and the king's women had no leadership rights. Boudica, a tall, strong, red-headed warrior queen, protested this. The Romans came to Boudica's village to pass their judgment and violently attacked Boudica and her daughters. They took all the food in the village and prohibited other Romans to trade with them. Additionally, the Romans slaughtered druids who screamed curses upon them as the Romans landed upon their beach. They burned down their sacred groves and poisoned their holy wells. All these acts triggered a revolution within Boudica. She decided that she would not only war with Rome, but also attempt to unite the tribes of the Britons. Joining with a neighboring tribe, Boudica led an army that decimated a major Roman stronghold. The Romans certainly underestimating her ferocity and strategic prowess. Battle after battle, she eventually reached Londinium, which she joyfully burned to the ground. Archaeologists have discovered a charred layer of ash, almost half a meter thick under modern London, courtesy of Boudica. Boudica was eventually defeated, though. It is not known exactly where and when she died. She was given a royal burial and her army was disbanded, though not before damaging the Roman army and achieving what the Britons had sought all along: respect. Her legend lives on. Boudica has become a siren symbol of unity and of revolution. Her energy has been channeled by everyone from Queen Victoria, who had a statue made in her honor that sits on the Westminster Pier in London, to numerous painters and writers of books and movies and television series. When you feel downtrodden, are a victim of injustice, or think that you cannot possibly win, call upon the Queen of the Iceni to assist you. Her energy is one for when you feel you are unjustly being ignored and are not receiving the respectful treatment from others that you deserve. A very powerful being to assist you with. The fact of the matter is, she's all about unity. And it was because she unified the tribes of Britain and went after the Romans, the common enemy. You are in a similar situation. You have to bury old grudges, unite back with your friends and family to conquer your task at hand when that task comes. You're going to need them. And it's going to be soon. Let's take a look at the blessings that the divine is giving you. Blessing on your intuition. Blessing on your intuition. A blessing to create a trusting relationship with your own inner guidance. In this world, many will seek to guide you. They will hold a torch aloft and show you a road that they will promise you has a destination that is heavenly or healing, or a home for the spirit in which you will be loved, in which you will finally belong. May this blessing light the torch of your own inner guide, who alone knows the truth of your soul. May you begin to sense out what is best for you, without pride or vain public deliberating. May you just simply connect with a light within, and from that light shine out, let that light, the glowing radiance of your own intuition, the guide of your own spirit. May the road you take be softly illuminated. May you trust when it takes place, but not force it on another. May your own intuition grow in its light until it glows bright when needed and softens when you feel ready to walk steadily into the direction of your own soul. May you trust that you are becoming who you were born to be and never who another would make you. May this intuition not be shaken by mistakes or misinterpretations, but may you open up the senses you were so gifted with by the Spirit that guides us all, and may your own inner wisdom that will be expressed through that innate gift of intuition be given room to blossom. May you be taught well, but not attached to teachers of the intuitive gifts. May you be guided, but never against your own intuitive will. And may you come to understand the price of walking this way of truth to the self may sometimes be high, but never as high as the giving up of will and spirit and guidance to others. Let yourself be open to the messages from within first, and then allow the world to speak to you through the filter of your most pure, intuitive gift. Your intuition has been blessed by the divine. You have the gift. It is blessed, and I recommend that you use it. Well, with that being said, my lovelies, remember that you create your own happiness, and sometimes your own happiness includes your family and friends. So why don't you go ahead, get out there, put away your old grudges, and talk it out. Become family again. Become friends again. And with that being said, this is Ravel Faye signing out.